Hello mysterious person behind the screen. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5 and of course Angel Season 2, which we'll talk about later. Holy crap, this was good. This might be my favourite season so far, and I say that as someone who's like episodes away from finishing Season 7. I guess I'll have to maybe rewatch a few stuff and really think about it, but this could be my favourite season so far. This was so damn good. It's a season that keeps layering stuff on top of each other, and seasons of TV that do that can often feel really overstuffed. I think Stranger Things 2 is an example of possibly having too much there and, you know, some stuff needing to be cut. This, it all works in service of the central conflict going on within Buffy's mind of what it means to be a Slayer, and it is so damn good. I'm gonna go through all the episodes now quite quickly, because obviously got 2 seasons of TV to talk about, and there's a certain episode in here, well basically 2 episodes that I could just go on and do like 40-minute videos about those 2 episodes, and I think you know which ones they are. So episode 1, Buffy versus Dracula. Holy god, this was fun. Yeah, so much fun. Xander under the thrall of Dracula. You really think that's enough to stop the Dark Master? Beta? Priceless. Got continued foreshadowing from Restless with the line that Tara says in Restless, repeated by Dracula here. Yeah, there's some great stuff in there. And of course at the end we get Mom! Dawn. Let's talk about Dawn. She gets a lot of hate, but you know, Buffy's sister coming out of absolutely nowhere. She's the key. She to the characters it's like she's always been there. To the audience, what's going on? Now, Dawn gets a lot of hate. I quite like her. Wow, maybe like's a strong word. She can be really annoying, she can be really whiny, she can be really irritating, but you know what? She's a 14-year-old girl. Kind of what they're like, to be honest. I feel like it's a realistic portrayal of a teenage girl. Of course, later on in the season, I think it's in Blood Ties, we've got Get Out, Get Out, Get Out! Which, you know, look. You gotta. She's 14. She over dramatises every single little thing. But at the same time, you know, she's just found out that she hasn't been real, really. Her mum dies. She's found that she's the key to this mystical hell dimension thing, and she's being pursued by a fucking goddess. Of course, she's gonna be a bit upset about that. I think that's the first F-bomb on my channel. But you know, I don't mind her. I think she gets better as she goes along. She's at her best in Season 7 when she's not stuck being the key. But yeah, she's annoying, but whatever. I quite like Dawn. I began to really care for her, and I think Michelle Trachtenberg's really good. But it's so brave to do that, because it's like, it leaves it a couple of episodes before it addresses it. It doesn't pull the rug out from under you in an episode, or even the next episode after that. It leaves it to like episode 4 or 5 to actually address it. The show sort of goes, yeah, it's Dawn, she's always been here, what do you want about? And then it addresses it, and I think that's a really brilliant and brave thing to do. And it could catch a lot of people off guard, but thankfully I really enjoyed it. Episode 3, The Replacement. 2 Xanders, double the fun. The Snoopy dance. What more is there to say? Great episode. Out of My Mind. This one kind of felt like I was watching Season 4. It's not bad, it's just a bit, forgettable. But it's cool to see Riley and Spike team up. I think Riley is better here than he was in Season 4. He's not so much of a boring bastard. He's got some stuff going on. And, you know, he's okay in this one. And it's sort of interesting watching him in a relationship that he knows isn't going both ways. He even says at the end of episode 3, she doesn't love me. You know, she doesn't love me the way I love her. It's kind of sad, actually. Episode 5, No Place Like Home. Now this is when we get everything kicking off and we get introduced to Glory. And holy hell, was Glory entertaining to watch. On the surface, she's like this sort of ditzy valley girl, proper girly girl. But she's a god, and she's like the most powerful thing Buffy's faced up to this point. And Claire Kramer is so entertaining to watch. Like that bit where she she's like stamping her feet and she breaks her heel, and she gets so pissed off she like demolishes the whole building. It's like, holy hell. And she drains people's brains. She's such a great villain, and especially later on in the season you really get the sense that she's constantly pursuing Buffy, and you feel like there's no escape from her. She's great. And of course we get the revelation that Dawn is the key. Yes, Dawn has been sent by some monks to be protected by Buffy, to watch over her, because she is the key and she's what Glory wants, and that will get developed over the course of the season. So what is next? Family. Oh, I love this one. This one is written and directed by Joss Whedon, and you wouldn't think it, because it's a really small scale story, but it's really good. It's a Tara-centric episode, and it's just lovely. It's just really bloody nice, and there's a young Amy Adams in there who does a really good job, and it's basically about Tara's family, who are complete assholes, telling her that she's a demon, and then at the end all the Scoobies come together, and there's this. I love the scene. I love the music. I love all the performances. What is it? Buffy's like, "What, you want to get Tara? You're gonna have to go through me." Dawn comes in, and me. You don't want to mess with us. She's a hair puller. I love these characters so much. You really feel like they're a family at this point. They're a family unit. They care about everyone. You're not just dealing with two little girls. You're dealing with all of us. Except me. Except Spike. I don't care what happens. It's so good. And then Tara's little smile when she realises, yeah, I found my family. What's the line I love? We are her blood kin. Who are you? We're family. So adorable. Freaking hell. I love them. I love these guys. Love these characters. Episode 7, Fool for Love. Man, this is Spike's background. This is predominantly a flashback episode, and it's a big crossover with Angel. This is when the corresponding Angel episode, Darla, you see the same events in the same episodes, but from different points of view. Even some shots are recycled, and it's like, oh, okay, this is cool. But I'll talk about that when we get to Angel. But yeah, Fool for Love, Spike's background. Holy hell, this was entertaining. It's a Spike-centric episode. We've got that bit where he kills the Chinese Slayer, and she says something in Chinese. It's like, tell my family I love them, or something like that. That's not what she says. It's something like that. And he just goes, sorry, love, don't speak Chinese, and just kills her. He's so badass. And we get more Drusilla, which is always good, and more Angelus and Darla. Always great, and obviously in Angel Season 2 we'll get more, even more of those guys. Yes, so, and when he's like, the match cuts of him and Buffy fighting, when in the flashback he's fighting with Nikki Wood in the 70s in New York, and we see how he gets his coat. Yeah, so good. Could talk about that for a while. The whole speech he gives, damn, it's so good. And the ending, because this is, obviously we get Spike realising that he's in love with Buffy. And the ending, he goes to kill her, and this is when we first get indication that Joyce is really ill. And he just sits there and says, is there something I can do? And he just comforts her, and it's really nice. And the whole Buffy Spike thing I'll talk more about in Season 6, because that's when it kicks off into high gear. But initially I was very iffy on it, but I think the way it's executed, and the way they play it, specifically in the next season, and the way they play it here with Buffy's Disgust, I think it is executed really well, especially here. Episode 8, Shadow, where we really get an indication of Joyce's illness, and it's heartbreaking. I can't even talk about it. When we get to the body, I'll talk about it more. But shit, a brick. This, it's so hard to watch. She's ill, and it's not some supernatural force. It's just cancer, and Buffy can't do anything to stop it. And it's just, it's brilliant. And then that leads on to episode 9, Listening to Fear, which it's kind of like the X-Files meets Buffy, and we get that weird alien thing on the ceiling, and it's, and Buffy's mum is just the tumour on her brain's making her lose grips with reality, and she's just shouting. And there's a bit where Buffy's doing the washing up, and she turns on the radio, and she just breaks down crying. Sarah Michelle Gellar, bloody excellent in this, as is Michelle Trachtenberg. They both play it really, really well. Just really good. Episode 10, Into the Woods. Bye bye Riley. You know, I didn't like Riley that much, but he was better in season 5, and we get the payoff to the arc that he's going to like vampire brothels and having his blood sucked for pleasure, because he's not getting that from Buffy, and it's like, oh, this is kind of sad. The episode itself is like that. You know, I could discuss a lot about certain problematic elements that's in their relationship, but holy hell, I didn't even like Riley, but when Buffy's running at the end to catch him and that music's playing, dun 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 dun, dun, I was like, go on, get him! I was like shouting at the TV going, run, he's going, get him back. And I was like, I wasn't even a fan of them together. For God's sake, last season there was an episode where they were just having sex in a box for 45 minutes. And I care so much about it. Why do I care about this so much? Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, what's after Into the Woods? Sorry, these pages don't stay open for as long as I would like. Triangle. This is an Anya and Willow centric episode. We get the line from Willow. Hello, gay now. Yeah, I didn't really like Willow in this episode, to be honest. She was a bit sort of, it was like, all right, calm down, love. But Anya was great, and it's just their constant feud, because obviously Xander and Anya are like a happy couple at this point, and Willow obviously was interested in Xander a few seasons ago, so there's a bit of conflict there, and we get the troll Olaf. Do you know where there are babies? What do you think, the hospital? It's great, love it. See what I mean? This season's so good, man. This season's so good. Episode, is it Checkpoint next? Yeah, episode 12, Checkpoint. So this is when we get Buffy's power speech. Xander and I think it's Tara and definitely Willow there watching, and Xander just goes, "That was excellent." It's like, yeah, really, that's true. That's really true. And it's like, yeah, holy shit. Her power speech is just so cool, and I think this is the one where the Watchers Council are like interviewing members of the Scoobies, and they're I can't quite remember the exact jokes, but it's very, very funny. And yeah, I forgot to actually mention last season, thinking about it, Spike's little when he's trying to hide from Riley in the initiative, "I'm a friend of Xander's." Love it. Episode 13, Blood Ties, continuing the tradition of Buffy having awful birthdays. It's like, oh, give the girl a break, but no, she doesn't get it. Dawn finds out that she's the key, and it's like, oh, okay. I thought they'd leave it till the finale or something, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. They make it halfway through the season. Cool. It's nice that they make it halfway through the season. What else? You get the battle, the first sort of big battle between the Scoobies and Glory, and Willow and Tara sort of teleport her above the sky, and she's just like, oh, and she falls down. It's great. Claire Kramer as Glory. She's just so she really, considering that she's so funny. It's pretty remarkable, in the same way that Harry Goner as the mayor managed to be so threatening. It is remarkable she is such a threat, and she's really good at balancing both sides. After that we get Crush. Yeah, Crush is when we get some more Dracula action, and this sort of follows on from the events of Angel Season 2, but Spike ties Buffy and Dracula up, and he makes this big grand gesture declaring his love for Buffy, and she's just like, oh my god. It's a lot of fun. The ending, which sort of mirrors an earlier scene with Angelus in Season 2, which she locks him out, and she revokes her invite in, and he can't get in the house. So it's like, oh shit, this is really serious, and yeah. And then we get I Was Made to Love You, and this is when Buffy fights robots, and the thing is, Buffy and robots, like, I can take a lot of things in the Buffyverse. Robots are one of those things where it's like, you're stretching a little bit here. But this is where we get our first glimpse of Warren, and he makes a robot. And it's funny. It's a fluffy throwaway episode, but the ending, Mummy, the body. Should we talk about the body? Now, this is an episode that I could talk about for bloody ages. I could go on and on and on and on about this, but what would be the point? It's one of the best pieces of television I've ever seen. No music, one of the most realistic expressions of grief I have ever seen in fiction, because it is so accurate. You're not... Initially, there is no big cathartic moment of crying and joining together. Initially, it is just silence, and the world continues on. And my God, I listened to Joss Whedon's commentary on this actually, because I was really interested to know, and the way he uses tight framing and high key lighting to accentuate to purposely exaggerate details, because that's the kind of thing, when someone dies you just sort of focus on random things and you're not with it, and you don't really realise it at first, and that's what's brilliant about this episode. Oh man, I can't... When Giles comes in and Buffy says we're not supposed to move the body, and the look on her face, and she realises her mother is gone, and it is heartbreaking. It is proper, like, oh man. And like I said, just accentuating random details like the vomit on the floor. Oh my God, over the phone, is the body cold? No, my mum. That's... honestly, I don't know how Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't have an Emmy. She's so good. And the Anya scene, the Anya's speech, because she doesn't understand death. She doesn't understand it because she's not human. She's a demon. And it's like, I don't understand how we go through this. I knew her, and she's just a body. It's just so brilliant. It's really... They're honestly, like with Hush and like with Restless, I could talk about this for so long, but what would be the point? One of the first major LGBT kisses on screen with Willow and Tara, and it's not really played up. It's just, yeah, they're a couple and they're really upset, so they kiss, and that's what you do. That's what couples do. You know what I mean? It's like, my heart goes every time when Willow thinks about Dawn and she says little Dawny. I was just like, oh God. And then anyone who says Michelle Trachtenberg can't act, when Buffy tells her that her mother is dying, her mother has died, and she just breaks down and we don't quite hear it, and she just breaks down, and it's like, this is a kid. This is a kid that her mum just died. Many people say the vampire at the end was unnecessary. I disagree. It's there to show that life in Sunnydale doesn't stop because one mother dies. And at this point you really care about Buffy and you really care about Joyce. And seeing them die, it's like, seeing her die, it's not Mum, she's gone. Where'd she go? Oh, it's, oh man. I can't even talk. It's genuinely is one of the best pieces of television I've ever witnessed, and to do this. And I'm really annoyed recently because Sci-Fi I saw was showing this, and not only were they showing the crappy HD version, they also chopped up the opening scene massively. You know, the really impressive long take of Buffy finding her mother. They chopped it up massively. They completely removed the bit where she calls the ambulance. They have her just picking up the phone and walking to the door. It's like, it makes no sense, but yeah, the body, masterpiece, absolute masterpiece, but God, is it hard to watch. Then we have Forever. Now, this is what's so brilliant about this. You get your big cathartic, you get your very realistic portrayal of death, and then you get your big cathartic group coming together in Forever with the funeral. An angel pops up. This is a semi-crossover because Angel appears and just reassures Buffy that everything's going to be alright. And Dawn tries to resurrect her mum. And throughout the episode, Buffy's very distant. Buffy's like, she's keeping herself busy, and you wonder why, and then Dawn confronts her about it, and she goes, if I stop, she's really gone. And they break down. She says, who's going to take care of us? Oh my god, it's just the emotional punch cannot be undersold even. So good, and the scariest thing we never see, the zombie Joyce. We never see it. We didn't need to see it, but you know it's there, and you know it's not Joyce. And so Dawn rips the picture in half, and there's nothing there. And they break down crying together, the two sisters. And this season's really about motherhood. This season's really about family and motherhood, and it's just so good. Intervention. Now, what was intervention? Let me have a look, because I'm getting confused with the next one. Yeah, okay, so intervention is when the Buffy bot happens, and this is a lot of fun. It's nice we get some more catharsis, some more, not necessarily catharsis, more light-hearted stuff. Although it is really dark how Spike has Warren build essentially a sex robot in the shape of Buffy. Yeah, I'm not going to dwell on this episode too long, but it was fun, and we see Spike's loyalty at the end. Tough love. Tara, my baby girl. What are they unto you, Tara? They drain her brain, and it's like, oh no! Oh no, it's really sad. This is when things get kicked into high gear, and it's like, holy shit, how are they going to get out of this one? Because at the end, Glory breaks down the door and says, I told you this wasn't over. And by this point, episode 20, Spiral, they're on the run. And this was so good. This was like, that whole scene when it was the entirety of the Scoobies on the bus, fucking getting the hell out of there. Because they're being chased, they don't know what to do, they need to run. Because they can't stop it. And it ends with Glory winning. Glory takes Dawn. Giles is gravely hurt and Buffy is catatonic. She doesn't know what to do. Her whole life has been ruined. Because you think at the start of the season, they're all so happy. They're all in such a good place. And then all that just gets stripped away. And then we got The Weight of the World. Kind of a little filler bridge to the finale. But it does so... It's a filler... It's filler with a high amount of class. We'll say that much. Because it's a nice little exploration into Buffy's mind. And at this point, this point was really when I went, yeah, Dawn's always been here. Like, I care for Dawn so much as though she's always been there. And that's really impressive. Then we have the gift. What is there to say? I love this so much. You can tell this was meant to be the finale of the entire show. And I kind of think it would work as the finale. I haven't seen the actual finale yet, but... I don't know. Because we get the previously on, which was removed from the Region 1 DVDs, but luckily the Region 2 DVDs has it. It has the previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it shows a clip from every single episode from seasons 1 to now. And it's like, yeah, okay, this is good. This feels like something's ending. Get one of my favourite scenes of the entire series is when Buffy has that little talk with Giles, and she says, I sacrificed Angel to save the world. I loved him so much, but I knew what I was right. I knew that what I was doing was right, and I don't have that anymore. I don't know how to live in this world if these are the choices, if everything just gets stripped away. And then we have we hear the gift, we hear Buffy and Angel theme playing, and then she says, I just wish my mum was here. And we get the sacrifice theme. Dun dun. Dun, dun, dun. It's amazing, and that whole scene's brilliant. And for me, it's either the body or the gift is when Buffy's childhood ends. This is it. She's only 20 years old. She's so young, but holy shit, she's having to deal with things no 20-year-old should deal with. Right, yeah, we get so much happens. Holy cow, so much. So yeah, we get a huge battle with all the Scoobies joining in. Spike is basically a good guy at this point, and he's fighting everyone, and oh my god, yeah, Buffy beating Glory with a hammer. With a hammer, and it's like, this is epic TV. Like, this is so cool, so badass. And we get Giles killing Ben, because I haven't mentioned Ben is Glory. Wait, is Ben Glory? Ben's Glory. Ben is Glory. And Giles kills him. He chokes him and he says, Buffy's a hero. She's not like the rest of us. And then we have lots of stuff happens. It's such a good episode. It's one of my favourites. And then everything's going to shit. Dawn's opened the hell dimension. All this shit's coming through. Glory's winning, and it's Summer's blood needs to close the portal, and Buffy realizes this is what being a Slayer is. Death is my gift. And we hear the sacrifice theme, and it's like a moment of clarity with the dawn coming up, and she says to Dawn, the hardest thing in this world is to live in it. Be brave, live. And she jumps into the portal and sacrifices herself to save the world. Buffy dies. And Spike cries, and I was gone. When I saw Spike, like, I was just like, holding together. That quote is so beautiful. And then you see a close-up of Spike, and he's bawling, and I'm like, no, I'm gone. I'm gone. Wow, just what a way to end the series. She's saved the world a lot. Thank you, Joss Whedon. Oh, Jesus Christ. I love this season so much. And it's just... yeah, this to me is kind of... when I think about Buffy, I think about fun one-offs and dramatic arcs. And this season's got that in droves. And... yeah. I love it. Made me cry so much though with the body and Forever and the gift, and even Family with that adorable scene with Tara. Just brilliant season of TV, absolutely fantastic. Season 5 of Buffy. So either this or season 2 is my favourite. I'll have to decide that, but yeah. Oh, I love you, season 5. Right, so Angel season 2. So I actually have 2 copies of this. Yeah, no, I bought this one from eBay because I needed season 2 and I couldn't find it anywhere. And it's pretty tatty. It's pretty wrecked. But you know, it got the job done. I watched the season fine. But then I thought I really want to get all the Bible sets, and so when I saw the Bible set, I upgraded. And yeah, I definitely prefer the artwork, the purple colour scheme on the Bible set to this set here. But you know, they're exactly the same discs, so it's not like... For clarity, I'll be using this because it's just got way more information about the episodes. But yes, let's get into season 2. Obviously, won't be going episode by episode because it'll take me bloody ages. But yeah, I thought season 2 was better than season 1 overall. I thought it was a little deeper, a little darker. We basically got Angelus without Angelus. Like, Angel goes really dark in this. Of course, you know, every single previously on, we get the people are gonna die, and yet somehow I just can't seem to care. It's like every single episode we get that, but it's a good line. So, Judgment, we get the introduction of Lorne, who I love. I love Lorne so much. He's like one of my favourite characters in the entire Buffyverse. He's so good. Love him. And we get Angel singing Mandy, and we over the end credits we get like unused footage. Mandy, oh Mandy. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Are You Now or Have You Ever Been is David Boreanaz, one of his favourite episodes, and I can see why. Really atmospheric noir story. What other ones have we got? Dear Boy, that's later on in the season, that's on disc 2. We've got Darla coming back, and holy shit does Darla get a character overhaul for the better. Like, she's fine in Buffy season 1, what little time she has, but she is just a fairly sort of throwaway henchwoman. In Angel, in season 2 and 3, holy shit, her character is so much deeper and so great, really good. And obviously, skipping to episode 7 here, Darla is the crossover with Fool for Love. We do get the crossover story, and as I mentioned before, you know, they can kind of be watched in any order. It's just one's more about Spike and one's more about Darla. You know, it helps you. I watched Fool for Love first, then Darla, but it's got like, you'll watch Fool for Love back and go, oh, so that's why Angel was acting like this in this bit, because he was actually ensouled, because this episode revealed that he was sold just before the bit we saw in Fool for... I get, yeah, and we get the cool slow motion shot in both episodes, so yeah. Schreider and Mon, that was okay. I liked that they were all kind of high on the effects of the thing. My teeth are pleasant. The Trial, that was a really good one. Reunion and Redefinition, we get 2 sort of double whammy episodes of Drusilla and Darla wreaking havoc, and they're so good. And they end up getting burned. It's like really gory. Like they end up getting like burned alive, and it's really gory, but it's really good. And they're really great. And then that's really the first time we get dark, really dark Angel. And he obviously fires the team. You know, he completely distances himself from them, and I'm like, you bastard. Because this is definitely the season where a family dynamic sort of started to cement itself. In season 1, yeah, they were a tight-knit group, but the fact there was only 3 of them, the dynamic was there, but with the addition of Gunn here, and with it, definitely next season with the addition of Fred, the characters start to feel more like a big family, and that's what I liked, and this season definitely started to show that. What else is there to say? Happy Anniversary, that was a kind of fun one, wasn't it? It was a silly one, but it was fun. Wesley gets shot. I believe that's in Thin Deadline. Yeah, Thin Deadline, Wesley gets shot, which is quite shocking. I genuinely thought, oh god, what's going to happen to him? That was really good. Disharmony, Harmony comes back. Get a cameo from Willow. Willow, you know, we get a crossover here because Willow is on the other end of the line and has to tell Cordy that she's a vampire, that Harmony's a vampire, and it's like, okay, yeah. And yeah, there's lots of good. Then we get the Pylea arc at the end, which is a really weird way to end the season, but it was really brave they did it. I think it went on a bit too long, like I think it went on an episode too long. But we get to see the host home. We see Joss Whedon as a cameo as that dancing demon. Something isn't right there. And and Cordy becomes a princess. And we get the introduction of the Grisalog, and he will play a part in season 3. And Fred, the introduction of Fred. I adore Fred. We'll talk about her in season 3, but I adore Fred. She's brilliant. Yeah, so that's the Pylea arc. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. And then at the end, another cameo from Willow. She's in the hotel and she says, "It's Buffy." She's dead. So yeah, overall I enjoyed season 2 much, but well, maybe not much better, but I do think it is better than the first season. It still sort of feels like, because this was the last season where Buffy and Angel were on the same network. After season 5, Buffy moved over to the UPN, Angel stayed on the WB. It still sort of does feel like it's in Buffy's shadow a little bit. And it's not a bad thing, but it does sort of feel like, can we sort of... I feel like it's nearly there with like becoming its own identity, but it's just not quite there yet. It still feels like I just had a main course that was really nice. Oh, let's have a dessert, rather than this meal's really nice. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't feel equal yet. That will be fixed with season. Like I really enjoyed season 2. Don't get me wrong, but that will be fixed with season 3. By the time season 3 rolls around, Angel as a show feels... Hang on. Angel as a show feels like it's got its own identity, and it doesn't feel like it's in the shadow of Buffy. That might be because it was on a different network, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, so that's Angel season 2, and that's Buffy season 5. Done and dusted. So yeah, next time we'll be looking at Buffy season 6. Very controversial season, but I have an awful lot to say about it. And Angel season 3, which, so can't wait for that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.